Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. Today's guest is a true example of resilience, discipline, and transformation. He's turned a challenging past into a powerful purpose. From competing in MMA to becoming one of the city's top trainers, he's built a reputation for changing lives, both inside and outside the gym. As a founder of Sandoval Fighting Systems and the force behind Freddy's Insane Impact Training, he works with everyone from fighters to everyday people looking for to level up their life, their health, and their mindset. Multi-time Best Trainer Award winner and a dedicated father, his mission goes far beyond fitness. It's about building stronger and more disciplined lives. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Freddy Sandoval. What's up, bro?
Hey, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you want to pull that mic just a little closer to you? Yeah, you go ahead and mess with it. Sorry, I should have told you before.
No, you're good.
You can pull the arm out, too.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, my bad. All right, cool, man. So, like I said, I got a Q&A format, so we'll go ahead and start. I categorize the questions.
Okay.
So we stay on topic, man. So your first one is the origin story of yourself and your background. So growing up in Albuquerque, how did your environment shape who you are today?
I think going through, the hardships, didn't grow up in the best part of town. It was on and off. Seeing all the shit going on in the streets, the different changes, the different groups of people and ethnicities that come through, seeing all that. Parents were on both sides of the law. So, you get both ends of it instead of just one. So I think that had a big part of it, and it just experience.
Okay. I got you, man. So you mentioned being competitive from a young age. What sports or moments first lit that fire in you?
So I grew up playing baseball. My mom was on the very protective, careful side, worked for the police. So, anything violent was out of the picture.
Yeah.
And my dad, we grew up doing WWF and wrestling and fighting and all of that, but she was not with it. So any kind of contact sports was out of the picture. So grew up playing baseball. And then I played All-Stars for like 9 years. And then I blew my knee out rollerblading.
Oh, damn.
Before my last year, before high school. And then, politics played a part in the high school thing where I went to high school. So I found wrestling, and I did that during high school for a couple years, under her nose till she caught me. But she had my back afterwards.
Okay.
So, and then that's really where the competition started, being on the mats, wrestling, not knowing what I was doing, and then just climbing my way up. And then, you have to go against the older kids and wrestle up.
Yeah.
To get your spot on certain events and certain matches.
Yeah.
So that's where it started.
Okay, gotcha. So baseball was the first thing that...
Yeah, and it wasn't competitive, I guess. I mean, we had such a good team that we worked together, so it wasn't... I don't know how to explain it, but doing one-on-one sports like fighting and wrestling and tennis and shit like that is different, I think, than when you have a collective whole, For baseball, at least, football, basketball, it's a little different because you run the courts and the fields together, so you have to be in sync. But I don't feel baseball. You can have 5 guys off and you could still dominate.
Yeah, that's why wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all these single competition sports is heavy, man, because it's you. There's nobody else to blame, right?
Nope.
All right, so next one is, how did your experience in baseball and wrestling influence your mindset going into adulthood?
I think going through the challenges, like I said, the little politics stuff, going through that, and then not knowing what you're doing in the wrestling room, being brand new to it. A lot of those kids I wrestle with have been wrestling since younger ages, so having to play catch up, it kind of teaches you to start chipping away at things slowly, in life, and kind of make it a habit, like getting up and brushing your teeth every day. Make it a habit. Because these people, I see it far too often, they try to do too much too soon, and then it fades off, or they lose interest, or they burn out. So just slowly chipping away at things, the basics, the foundation, and I think that's what's helped me where I'm at today.
Okay. Yeah, it instilled a certain kind of discipline in you at a younger age. Yeah, it's huge, man. It's heavy. So the next category for you is your turning points in adversity. So you've been open about getting in trouble early on in life, right? So what were some of the defining moments that forced you to change direction?
So I guess, my last little trouble timed around about 12 years ago. You know, my daughter was just born, and seeing my kids in the visit room crying, finally, I think that was like the whole, this has got to stop. You know, something's got to change.
Yeah.
It was, you know, you get in trouble, and we see our system. It's a revolving door. There's no programs, and I can be first-handed to say this. There's nothing in the system that helps people that get in trouble to rehabilitate themselves. Not here in the state level, for sure. And I'm sure it's like that in a lot of states because our crime is so high. Federal system has gotten watered down, but they do offer programs for people that want it. And again, I'm a testament to that. But there's nothing in there. It's like being on the streets without women. That's it. You know, you go gamble, you go do drugs, you go work out, you go play poker. You're running amok basically in these places because there's nothing where they're telling you need to go do this, you need to do that, you need to program. It's do your time and stay our way, we'll stay out yours, and get on. So seeing my kids cry, you know, like that was the day for me. It was in Florence, Colorado.
Okay.
And that was like, I was like, okay, this shit's got to stop. Like, this is not right.
Yeah.
You know. So that was the day, 2015.
Okay. Gotcha, man. And how did combat sports become an outlet for you instead of a destructive path on that?
So combat sports kept me busy. It kept me active, you know. It just, you know, it's a place for me to let the demon out.
Yeah.
You know, people say that they go to the gym to control it. No, I look at it the other way. I go to let them out. I don't want to let them out on the streets.
Yeah.
I want to let them out in the gym, let them go play, let them have fun, let them run amok. And then by the time I get home, I'm too tired, I'm too burnt out. And, you know, that's what it's been for me, finding that outlet and passing it on to the next generations so that they don't have to go through what I did. If I had somebody mentoring me like I do my guys, you know, I would have been where I was supposed to be, or where I was, you know, the track I was headed to go on.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, man, because a lot of people don't have that positive role model or mentor to look up to, man, especially those without a father figure, you know what I mean? So that's huge, man. Okay, can you talk about the accident that you had with the back injury, if you want to elaborate on that, and how did that moment reshape your life?
Yeah, shit, man. Right before high school graduation, we got in a car wreck, flipped the truck, rolled it, got smashed, broke my back, a couple compression fractures, was in the hospital. The little brother, he was in the car too. He passed away like 3 times. He flatlined in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
But oddly enough, that didn't, it didn't change things for the better, right? I went through that and I was like, well, shit, I'm still alive. Like,
Yeah.
I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in the bad part of towns, being in, you know, shootouts and seeing crazy stuff. And it's like, whoa, like, I'm not walking out here with holes and I'm alive and they're not. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of pumped my ego, you know, where I thought I was invincible.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the system thing a while ago. You go in, you get in trouble, and you do a couple days, you do a couple months, even a year or two, really. Like, I know some people are like, well, that's petty, you sound stupid, but in the thick of things, it's really not much, you know, and you get back out, and you're like, well, that's the worst they're going to do to me if I get in trouble, if I get caught again.
Yeah.
Again, that was my mindset, young and stupid, because I just felt invincible at the time. You know, but the car wreck thing for me was like, I was like 119 pounds in a body brace walking around. And I was like, this is embarrassing. You know, this is ridiculous. And I was only about 140 when I broke my back, but I could defend myself. I could handle myself. So I started lifting weights and going crazy. And then that's when I found MMA. Shortly after that, about 2 years and a few months right after that, I had my first fight, you know, and I was told I wasn't going to play sports. I was not going to be able to do anything crazy because of my back, you know.
Yeah.
So
God bless.
I said, well, I'm not. The doctors, I don't take your word.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here we are.
That's fucking badass, dude. That's a turnaround story
Yeah,
for sure,
it's crazy,
dude.
man. If you see the pictures, we saw some of the old pictures the other day, and it was just bad. Like, it makes your stomach sick.
Yeah, dude.
Seeing my brother, his face got dragged. He got pinned between the doors, the back doors, and while the truck was sliding to a stop, and his head was trapped between the doors.
Holy shit.
And like his face, just like a lot of it got peeled off. And they had to hot needle surgery him over the years to get it out, and he still has scars from it.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty fucking gruesome.
Yeah, that's intense, man. Well, yeah, God bless, man. You guys are still here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll jump into MMA and your coaching journey. So what do you remember most about stepping into MMA competition for the first time in 2005, right?
Shit, the nerves. People are more openly talking about it, all the way to the top, how nerves play a part. But I remember a long time, and people will act like it's not. But if they saying that, they're full of shit or they on drugs, because those nerves are going to happen, and that's one thing you can't prepare for.
Yeah.
You can train for almost every situation, but you cannot prepare for those nerves. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you get on the mats too. Even when you go into competition, it's maybe not as intense, but. The other day, I was nervous for the wrestling. I'm like, why do I feel like I want to throw it? Like, I hate this feeling.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I think that's a good thing, man. I think if it goes away, I mean, I think that's when you do got to be concerned, right?
Absolutely. And, I talk about this a lot to the kids and to my guys. Fear is a good thing.
Yeah.
Fear is what keeps us alert.
Mm-hmm.
It heightens all your other senses.
Yeah.
So like I said, if it's not there, you probably shouldn't be getting in there fighting or in a bad situation. You walk around late at night and it's dark. We all a little bit nervous. I don't care who you are. You never know, and you can hear the leaves blowing because your senses are heightened.
Yeah.
You can pick up different smells all of a sudden that you wouldn't in the day.
Yeah.
And that's fear. It's keeping us alive. It's keeping us alert. So it's a good thing to have, but that's what I remember the most.
Okay. Yeah, the nerves, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. When did you realize coaching was your true calling, not just competing?
I think most recently, man, watching my guys do their fight interviews and the things that they have to say, in the interviews, and how much praise they give to me. I guess that it's been more recent. I never looked at it like that back then. I was just trying to help people out, like I said, hoping I had that. So maybe if I can change a couple lives and steer them in the right direction, but just the acknowledgement my guys give me.
Okay.
It's impactful, and I guess that's now where I'm more obsessed with this now. And my interest has always been very high. I don't half-ass anything I do.
Good.
But now I think my goals and stuff for this are changing, and I'm putting a bigger marker on them because I know it's working, and the guys are believing in it and what we're doing.
Awesome. Good to hear, man. And big one here. What's the philosophy behind Sandoval Fighting Systems?
So, it's give it your all.
Okay.
It's give it your all. We don't, and I tell the guys this every time we fight. Before the fights, in practice, we're not going out here to win tonight. We're not going out here to lose, to get a draw. Whatever happens, happens. Mm. As long as you give me and the coaches everything you got, we're happy. We're satisfied with you. Too many people get stuck on this thought of winning, and how do I get my hand raised, and then they play it safe, or they're too cautious.
Yeah.
Me, I just want to see you give it your all, because I know at the end of the day, if these guys give it their all, the way that we train them, they gonna get their hand raised.
Yeah.
Unless some fluke stuff happens like last weekend, you can't prepare for that. But it's just it. Give us your all. And treat each man next to you like you would treat your family, because we are a family.
Yeah.
There's no egos. There's no hierarchy. We're all on the same level, and these guys push and support each other, like family, and it's a beautiful thing we've got going.
That's awesome, man. I like that. Our next topic is training and fitness philosophy. So you train both fighters and everyday people. So how do you adjust your approach for each of those types of people?
The approaches are really different. I push them all. Even the everyday person needs a hard push and a hard kick in the ass. Accountability is the biggest thing. The only thing that changes is just the workouts. Obviously the normal person's not gonna be able to push hard like an MMA person or a combat athlete.
Yeah.
But the approach is the same. We get in, we fucking push, we grind, we give it our all, and we go home and we're proud of what we did, and we come back to do it again the next day.
All right. Yeah. I think the similarities in each of those categories is that you can still bring out the best of each of them, man. So,
and that's what the goal is at the end of the day. Make each person better today than they were yesterday. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't see everybody every day, but I tell them when they leave, go eat, get your water in, and tomorrow I don't see you. What are you going to do to become better than you were today? How? Whether it's in the gym or something in your personal life, do something to be a little bit better today.
Awesome. All right. So what makes FIT, the Freddy's Insane Impact Training, different from other programs out there right now?
I think that I do things a little original, more unorthodox, I guess. I come up with my own workouts. We're in the gym and people are looking at us. We use equipment differently. I just hit things differently. Traditional stuff is cool, but I want stuff to last. Yeah. I want my clients to be durable, and I, what's good? What good is a V8 Mustang car if you don't have gas in the tank? Yeah, it does no good. Yeah, or if you have a bad spark plug, it does no good. Yeah. So we're in it for the functional haul, and yeah.
That's also important, man, because a lot of people out there now going to the gym, they're just doing the basic shit, right? Like the traditional shit that. And now, dude, with all the science and research out there, that's even more important than ever to get your body and prolong your life.
Well, what makes it hard is these fitness people online now. That's what makes it hard. All these YouTube people and TikTok influencers. Yeah. They don't do the workouts that they post. Everybody cookie cutters. It's all the same workouts. Or they go to ChatGPT and they put it in. And they get something and they paste it. They don't do that, And again, I don't do traditional stuff because it only gets you so far. I want my clients to look good, feel good, and be able to produce, where they need to produce in their personal lives. Most of them have kids. They've got jobs where they're physical, and hearing a client come back, a single mother tell me, hey, I was able to carry the 40 pounds of dog food by myself this weekend. Yeah. That's awesome to hear. Yeah. They don't need help putting it in the bag, or they don't have to buy a 10-pound bag because they can't carry it from their car to their front door.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. All right. So what are the most common mistakes people make when they're trying to transform their fitness?
Setting expectations too high and too soon.
Okay. All right.
Everybody wants a quick fix.
Yeah.
And that's not how it goes. I tell everybody, man, you did not get here overnight. You didn't become overweight overnight. You're not going to get the weight off overnight. It's going to take some time. It's going to take, again, discipline we talked about earlier, structure, accountability, those type of things. And, be realistic. People come in, hey, what kind of goal? Well, I want to lose 30 pounds. Why 30? I don't know. It just sounds like a good number. Have you been 30 pounds lighter or heavier? No. So what are we talking about here? Let's go back to a pair of pants that fit you well. Let's start there. Okay, a size 8. All right, cool. Where are we at? 12. Cool. Let's work towards that size 8 first. Okay. Keep it simple and keep the goals within reach. People, again, they set too high and then they don't reach and they don't see it soon enough and then they falter off.
Yeah. I think in today's generation, instant gratification is the biggest thing right now, man.
That's it. And then social media. Again, people aren't going to like me for saying this, but if people would put half the time into fixing the problem than they do hiding the problem, they'd be happier with themselves. The angles that they post pictures of, the filters, the positions they put themselves in pictures, the way that they wear clothes to walk into a room. Yeah. No, you should walk in that room and feel confident. You shouldn't have to wear a certain set of clothes walking in there so that you can blend in or hide. Right. You should be able to take a picture or have somebody take a picture of you anywhere, anytime, and you should feel confident and not care. Not, oh, no, hold on, let me turn this way, let me turn that way. Yeah. They spend so much money on makeup and clothes and different things to hide the fucking problem. Yeah. spend half that time into fixing the problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see that a lot, especially with the filters, man.
People get mad. I call their asses out all the time on social media, man.
Yeah, man. That's good, though. They need that call
I'll see some people out and they like avoid the shit. I'm like, well, where are you going? I saw you. Yeah, you're not putting me on blast. Well, don't do it.
Exactly, man. Yeah, a lot of people are not going to do that call out, man. Okay, so mindset and personal development is our next topic. So you talk a lot about discipline and confidence. So how do you instill those traits into your clients?
Just continued, what is the word I'm looking for? When you do something over and over, like repetitive nature, I guess. You do something so many times, you become confident in it, right? You do a push-up. For one time, a little nervous. The more you do them, the more confident you feel, right?
Right.
The more you show up to the gym, the more you prep your meals, the more better choices you make, the more confident you're going to become and you're going to feel while you're doing that.
Yeah.
So repetition at the end of the day, I think is that's the way to go. And that's where I've had success with my clients.
Yeah. Repetition and consistency.
Consistency too. Yeah.
Okay. And what's one mental shift that changes everything for someone trying to get into shape?
Seeing results, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess seeing some sort of progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Seeing it or feeling it.
Okay.
I guess, again, having some lady, maybe she doesn't see it in the mirror, but when she's able to pick up that food or move that couch by herself or carry those groceries, I guess that might do it. People are so much in the mirror all the damn time, though. It's hard to see those little changes.
Exactly.
Or they check the scale every day. I tell my clients, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stay away from it. But seeing those things and then having somebody to reinforce, hey, you're looking good. Hey, you're doing this. Having some positive support around you, to give that advice.
Okay.
That's probably what I have to say.
Okay. And our next topic here is success and recognition. So being named Albuquerque's best trainer multiple times, what does that recognition mean to you personally?
It means I'm doing my job. I set out to help people. I never did bad things to people. Back in the day when I was getting in trouble, it was more stupid shit. I'm sure some people got hurt along the way or whatever, or feelings hurt or whatever. And, I was never the bully or anything like that, but, nobody's perfect. And, when I turn things around, it's like I'm going to try and help as much people as I can, be more positive. So, I guess that's kind of where I have to go with that question.
Okay, gotcha. And what do you think separates you from other trainers in such a competitive space right now?
Just the fact that I do things different. I do things different, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks. I follow my own beat. I walk to my own beat. You know what I mean? I do things my way because I built a system that I know works. Those years I was away, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Practicing, working, taking notes, working out at different times of the day, tracking my progress. I'd get guys to come in, hey, come in, work out. See what worked and what didn't.
Yep.
I have a proven effort that works for everybody, and so I think that's what separates me. And then again, I don't care what anybody says or thinks.
Good.
Too many people worry about that. I don't. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, man.
My shit's gonna get done at the end of the day. My kids are gonna love me at the end of the day. My bills are paid, so I don't care what you think.
There you go, man. Fuck them all, right?
Yeah.
I got you, dude. Hey Warriors, before we get back into today's episode, I want to take a moment to share something really meaningful. Life can get heavy sometimes, whether you're a teenager figuring out your place in the world, a family trying to stay connected through challenges, or a service member transitioning back to the civilian life. It's not always easy to navigate those moments alone, and that's where the Rock Family Therapy comes in. They're a veteran-owned practice dedicated to helping people just like you, people facing real struggles, real emotions, and real turning points. Their team offers compassionate, personalized therapy for adolescents, families, military personnel, and anyone working through trauma. What I love most about their approach is they truly listen, they take action, and they help you transform. No judgment, No one-size-fits-all solutions, just a safe, supportive space where you can heal, grow, and regain control of your life. If you've been carrying something heavy, this would be your sign to take that first step. You don't have to go through it alone. Check out the Rock Family Therapy and start building a brighter future one step at a time. Mention that you heard the sponsorship on my podcast, and you'll get your first session free. No obligations. All right, let's get back to the episode. What's up, Warriors? Before we jump further in today's episode, I've got a story you need to hear. It starts back in 2010 with a guy named A.G. Gregoroff hiking through the San Diego backcountry. In the middle of nowhere, his flip-flop blows out, the strap snaps, he's stuck, so he does what most people wouldn't. He rigs it back together with paracord just to make it out. It works, but barely. His feet are torn up, bleeding, and that's when the question hits him. Why isn't there a flip-flop actually built for real life? So here's where things get interesting. Not long after, he's in Japan working as a military contractor, and he goes deep into the jungles of Okinawa looking for a master leather craftsman. No joke, this turns into a decade-long obsession with building the toughest, most durable, best-looking flip-flops you can imagine. Now we're talking full-grain American leather, handcrafted, built to handle mountains, deserts, everyday wear, whatever you throw at them. At first, it was just for him. Then his jiu-jitsu team wanted some. Then his other military guys wanted some. Then athletes. And suddenly, this thing just blows up and gets a name. Toehold. And today, it's grown into a brand out of Las Vegas that's basically flipping the entire footwear industry on its head, while everyone else is making cheap disposable stuff. These guys are building something that actually gets you where you need to go, and it gets better with time. So if you're tired of replacing your flip-flops every month and you want something that's built with intention, built to last, and honestly just looks incredible, go to shoptoehold.com and get your gear today. You can also get yourself a wallet, a key fob, caps, rash guards, and much more. All right, guys, let's jump back into the episode. Next topic, family and legacy. How has becoming a father changed your priorities and your approach to life?
Just making sure that I leave them with the knowledge and the experience to handle anything. Yeah, it's turned it around because that's where I want to make sure, I'm already probably more than 50% of my life over at 4, going on 40 now. Mm-hmm. Time's flying so fast, and before, I've got Eldon's going to be 6 and Jaslyn's going to be 11, and then my oldest is 21, so there's a big gap.
Oh, wow.
My oldest was taken away at like 6 years old, and then at that point, that's when I kind of didn't care about life anymore. I lost her. And so I didn't really care about anything anymore. And once I had Jaslyn, again, that was the turning point, seeing her cry and stuff. And then Eldon, having my first boy. Yeah. So definitely doing the right things and watching what I'm doing, being more conscious about how I do things and why I do them. Because I want to set the example for these kids. My parents were young parents too, but again, times are just different and times have changed. Yeah. So I want to make sure that they don't have to question the habits or question, well, what is he doing or why is he doing that? They know why. Yeah. If that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, for sure it does, man.
I want them to be leaders, not followers. Yep. And do great things, far bigger than I can imagine and that I've done for myself.
Okay. I like that answer, man. You said being the best parent is your main goal. Mm-hmm. So what does it look like on a daily basis?
We're going to be here forever. I get up early, about 6:15, get myself ready, get the kids up, get them ready, put the dogs out, make sure everything's good to go for them. I drop them off at school. Go to work. Jaslyn does homeschool, so she's with me. I take a lunch in the middle of the day, go home, pick up, make sure the dogs are good, get everything ready for kids wrestling in the evening, pick them back up from school, go back to work, get them to wrestling, get them after wrestling, go home, and get them fed into bed. That's a typical week And then weekends obviously vary, that's more time. If we're on wrestling tournaments and we've got weight cuts and weigh-ins on the weekends and we're resting and relaxing, and then Sundays we're at the tournaments all day. If we're in off season like we're moving to now, it's kind of just chill, do whatever on the weekends, hang out. We like to go do stuff. Eldon likes to bowl and rock climb.
Nice.
Jasmine's getting into that stuff too. And swimming, the jet skis, the lakes.
Nice.
Just go have fun, man, and make memories.
Okay.
That's it. The weekends I do my best to spend time with them. Obviously with the fights, sometimes we're busy back to back to back.
Yeah.
So go to the gym, spar, get the training out the way, and then, we're doing what we're doing. Just whatever the kids want to do, man. I want to make sure, like I said, we leave a lot of memories.
Yeah. Okay.
And fun.
Awesome, man. All right. And the last category before we hit our rapid fire questions. This is impact and community. So what does it mean to you to help everyday people, quote unquote, transform their lives, not just athletes?
It means I got a purpose, I think. I feel a lot of people struggle with what their purpose is here. And I don't know what mine is still. But it means a lot to me to help somebody. We see it again every day, man. How much people are overweight, how many people are sick, diabetic now. It's more than it's ever been. The insulin rate and diabetes and cancer and all that stuff is so much higher than it was 15, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, So it just means a lot to me knowing I'm doing something and making my presence here felt. Not just doing shit for myself to keep myself going and benefiting myself or my own people, by helping out others. I feel that's my giving back. It's my doing. It's my care and my love being put out. That's just how I know how to do it.
Yeah. Okay, man. And our last question here before rapid fire. When you look at your journey from adversity to where you're at now, what legacy are you trying to leave behind?
That's a good question. I guess the legacy I want to leave is that, if my name gets brought up, my kids are they're proud.
Yeah.
My dad did that. He went out of his way to do this. He went out of his way to do that. He helped so-and-so. He was there for this. He was there for that. He just helped others, when people needed it, I think that's the biggest thing for me. I've practiced different religions before, and, Buddhism's the one that's really helped me get through my hurdles.
Okay.
So, not necessarily the whole path and doing all that, figuring it out for myself and finding that for me, but just helping others, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess growing up watching The Terminator and Rocky and Rambo and all those movies, what did those dudes do? They helped out other people. They helped out the weaker people, the people that can stand up for themselves.
Yeah, I like that, man. That says a lot about you, bro. That's awesome. So I like to do this thing called rapid fire round, right? Where I ask you some rapid fire questions just for fun, man. So it just picks your brain a little more on the fun side.
Cool.
What's your favorite workout?
Eating donuts, arm curls, straight to the bicep.
Gotcha. All right, your least favorite exercise?
Oh, fucking burpees.
Burpees suck, dude. I fucking hate burpees. The only thing that I hate more than burpees is thrusters, bro. I fucking hate thrusters.
we did I was at this gym and they used to do classes, and then COVID hit, so we were doing them online. And the boss thought it was a good idea to throw specialty classes in, and I said, "Yeah, let's do. We'll do." And I used to do a Friday night kickboxing. It was for an hour, right?
Yeah,
7 to 8. So you can't go out, so everybody's there on their screen. And I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to do my specialty class before, and I did what do we call it? Burpee Palooza.
Yeah.
30 minutes. We did 2 minutes of warm up, and then we did 26 minutes straight. burpees.
Damn.
Followed by a 2-minute cool down, and then we had about 5 minutes break till the kickboxing class. And
Damn.
it was like, I think 2 or 3 minutes. I would change the burpees every 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm on a screen. I'm at the gym. They're all on the screen. I can see all 40, 50 people. So basically, I go down, do the burpee. I come up, they go down. I go down, you go down. And then I would change it. And
Oh, man.
that's that name gives people nightmares to this day still. Yeah,
That's
some
funny,
burpees
man.
suck, dude.
Not only burpees, but different variations of burpees.
Man, I could use the shit I would come up with, man.
That's great, man. All right. Your go-to pre-workout meal.
Pre-workout meal. I like rice pudding. If I have a choice, it's rice pudding. But lately, it's been just regular rice and chicken and vegetables. Just a light tray, nothing crazy. But I do like the arroz con leche with some honey on it. That's my go-to. If I'm doing like an intense workout, not lifting weights.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's one word to describe your coaching style?
Loud.
All right. Fuck yeah. Early morning or late night training?
Late night.
Late night training?
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, same. Who's the fighter that you admire the most?
BJ Penn.
Ooh, okay.
BJ Penn.
Is there a certain era of BJ Penn?
Just him in general. I mean,
Okay.
who else has fought in 5 different weight classes all the way up to heavyweight?
Yeah, man.
Who's fought in everybody, again, in 5 different weight classes?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody to this date that's done that.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. He was a fucking beast.
In every organization, just about. I think, I don't know, maybe not Pride, but no, he did do Pride.
I think he did do Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a huge one, man. BJ Penn. The music, it's funny, we didn't talk about it, but you mentioned it. The kind of music that you train to, what is it?
I like more rock.
Okay.
Rock, Aerosmith, Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park.
Okay. A little older rock.
Yeah.
It's funny, they throw that as classic rock now.
Oh, classic rock.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. We're getting old. I know, dude. On the radio, it's classic. It's fucked up.
Yeah, no. It's hard to think I'm already 40. Getting up there.
Yeah, man. What's one bad habit you had to break?
Sorry, but women chasing.
Yeah, the lust, man. Yeah, it's huge. What is the best advice you've ever received?
There's always somebody out there that has it worse than you right now. There's
That's
always
huge,
somebody
man.
else out there that has it worse than you right now.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
That definitely could humble someone very much so.
Yeah. And I find myself repeating that to people on the daily now. It's kind of...
Yeah, I think it's important to hear that quote on people's worst days. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people think they have it the worst, and you say it, man.
Nah, people have no fucking clue.
Yeah, dude. All right, and the last one here for you, bro. What motivates you on days that you don't feel like training?
My kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the kids. I don't know. You've probably seen going around on social media. There's a lot of guys will post it, and it's they take the bit off of an interview from some. I guess he was like the worst predator in the world or the country, and they filmed him. I think 60 Minutes did an interview on him, and they said, "What did you look for?"
Yeah.
You know, and I see this damn video all the time where guys are doing this shit, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't really know. Half the time I don't know. Whatever, I'll keep my opinion to myself. But you know, he said he looked at the dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always looked at that as not in kids, but like when I was younger, I liked to go out and get in fights. That was my thing to do. You know, go downtown, get in a fist fight, and go have a beer. But I would always look at the guys, you know, check their forearms, how big was their neck, you know, did their hands look soft or were they rugged? You know, it tells you a lot about a man. Now you got to look at their fucking ears, you know, and now stay away from this guy when you got fucked up ears, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he said he looked at the parents, he looked at the dad.
Yeah.
You know, and if he looked like he could do some shit, he stayed away from him.
Right.
So, Just that sticks to the back of my head. But more so, it's even before seeing and hearing that, it's always been to protect them.
Yeah.
I want to be a weapon to make sure I can protect my kids.
Definitely.
At all times.
Yeah. And you mentioned it earlier about like the mom lifting food, right? Dog food. So that's another aspect, right? That you're helping people do the exact same thing, because there's another compilation online of like kids being in danger and they're not fit enough to protect them, right? They're not capable of being able to save the life of their own child because they're so unfit or unhealthy, et cetera, et cetera. So,
or they lack the confidence.
Yeah.
You get a little bit stronger. You start doing some weight and working out. The woman's going to feel confident, in what she's doing when she comes to protect her kids. So, and that's a big thing. And especially because, probably like 80% of my clients are middle to late aged women. So, and I do stuff, self-defense stuff and boxing stuff with them too.
It's awesome.
And the fact and hope that they never have to use it, but maybe not. You never know, especially in this damn city.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially in the city, dude. That's why I live in Rio Rancho, bro.
Yeah.
For the kids, man. So, all right, man. So, yeah, that was my last question for you. As I mentioned before, now I'll just give it open mic here. If there's anything you want to talk about or that we didn't mention, it's all you, man.
I just want to, make sure everybody knows that, the kids are important. I've been seeing it lately a lot, and I think we all have the whole Epstein thing, right? Coming out with kids, like,
yeah, dude.
It's just sickening. And I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. I don't have time for it. I watch the Celtics play basketball, and that's about it. But seeing all this stuff, and then, there was the dude in Santa Fe that, killed his 11-year-old and buried the 11-month-old. The lady that set her kids on fire, the one that dropped her baby in the toilet in Cruces, like, and that's just a tiny fraction here in this. What's going on everywhere else, and the trafficking. And I think something needs to be done, man. People need to stand up, and we need to get together somehow, some way. And I'm cooking shit up already, so. That's why I'm bringing it up. But we've got to protect these kids, man. They don't know any better. That there has to be something out there. And those of you that are parents, I think you need to get your kids. If you're not going to teach them, get them into jiu-jitsu, get them into a boxing gym. Something, man. Something. I think it's super, super, super important. 5 years ago, we weren't hearing this stuff about people abusing their own kids and other kids. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was unheard of. The only thing you heard of is your parent beating your ass with a belt, but that's fine. You asked for it. But this stuff that's going on now is just too much. Some of it's related to drugs, great, but the rest of it's not, and the bulk of it's not. And I don't know, man. I just. Again, I'm doing what I can. I'm talking to people, trying to figure something out. I'm going to do something here on a local level where, people can bring their kids in and we can teach them awareness. If you're walking home from school and you see a car going slow, like, what are you going to do? How do you handle that instead of not paying attention?
Yeah.
Somebody comes up to you, how can I handle this, or what can I do? And again, it's all about repetition and doing things over and over and over. It's not going to be a one-time thing. It's got to be done over and over and over. But we've got to be paying attention more to these kids, man. They're the fucking future, and we have to keep them safe and protected, because they can't do it themselves.
Right, that's vulnerable, man.
And obviously, even 10 of us together, we can't protect them all. But if we can start spreading the word and giving information and putting data out there in classes and maybe some kind of movement, I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen lesser shit go on in the country, for not much important stuff, I don't think, compared to kids.
Yeah.
So that's my next big thing. I'm trying to cook up right now.
Yeah.
So I just want to bring that up.
Okay.
People need to pay attention to their kids, man. Talk to your kids. A lot of kids ain't talking about what's happening at school neither, and the bullying and shit that's going on. And I think, we've got gyms everywhere in town now.
Yeah.
take your kid and put them in a damn gym, for something. And I think it'll go a long ways to bringing that shit down. So that's all I want to say for that, and then obviously shout out to you, man, for what you're doing. It's awesome. We love to support anything on the local and do what we can, just helping out and spreading word for everything that's good. Obviously, shout out to the team, SFS, man. We got some badass coaches over there, Jose and Paco, and my guys, man, they step up all the time. They don't care. So super proud of you guys for doing what you're doing. Il Chino's, obviously, man, he keeps me fed. People are like, we go out to eat, and they're like, are you going to bring your El Chinos? Are you going to eat off the menu? And I'm like, yeah, y'all real funny, man. But, why change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
So shout out to Ricky at El Chinos, man. Go check out. He's got a new location on Paseo and San Pedro also. Been rocking there since he opened. Was cooking in his garage, man. I remember he was in his garage cooking. Yeah. Doing it deliveries, man. So big shout out to them. He's been a supporter, and he's had my back from day one. So, man, I love that dude. He's my bro right there.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And obviously, shout out to Legion Iron Gym. It's where we train the Savages and everybody at. And my kids, obviously, man. Love you guys.
All right. Sweet, man. Yeah, and last thing, bro, before we wrap it up is let the audience and the followers know where they can hit you up on social media.
Instagram's the biggest one I use. I've got a Facebook, Freddy Sandoval, but everything I do is on Instagram, Sandoval _FIIT. And then we've got SFS at Instagram, SFS 505. Gabe runs the page, so I don't know. I think it's SFS 505, but Sandoval _FIIT, or you can find me at Legion Iron. I'm there all the time. I always tell people, man, my schedule's the same, so if somebody wanted to knock me off, it wouldn't be hard to find my ass.
Man, at least you have the capabilities to defend yourself.
As long as I'm paying attention.
That's what I was going to mention before we wrap it up, bro, is you were mentioning doing things for the kids and stuff, which is pretty cool, man. And I would like to be involved in that. But what I wanted to mention was the situational awareness, is that, the kids are so vulnerable, they're defenseless, right? And that kind of ties into what you were saying, growing up watching those movies, is people helping the defenseless, right? But I think another factor is like these kids getting bullied or talking shit to or whatever, the situational awareness. I think that's good that you're going to teach these kids to do that, because a lot of these parents, and I'm not saying it's completely the kids or the parents' fault, but a lot of it's this, man.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
A lot of it's this, dude. In texting, not paying attention. And I see it every fucking where I go, dude. Kids with parents, they're just doing this shit, whether they're taking them to the park, because they're using like those things as a babysitter for them while they're just like, I see it everywhere.
Yeah,
bro.
no, take your fucking phone away. Take their tablet or their phone. If you want to be a lazy parent, to each their own. But at least take the phone away, drop their ass off at the gym, and they can get their phone when they get done.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
It will make the world a fucking difference. And it's the kids are like you said, it's the kids and the parents both. They watching what the parents are doing. They're going to follow what the parents are doing. If the parents are sitting there on their phone, stuffing their face, the kid's going to do the same fucking thing. If the kid sees their parent going to the gym, working out at home, guess what the kid's going to do? They're going to follow those steps. They're sponging this shit all up. It's terrible, man. I go out and I see these parents waddling. I'm not going to say waddling. Why is this kid 12 years old way more than me? Yeah.
It's sad, dude.
Yeah. I don't understand. And again, to each their own. If that's what you want to be, lazy, be lazy. But put your kid in there and at least know, okay, I did that. And I promise it's going to make a world of difference doing that for them. Take those phones away. There's apps where you can shut their phone off from your phone, I heard. Lock the phone down. Make them go outside. Make them play. I tell the kids, I'm like, man, y'all don't know about going to house parties back in the day when parents are out of town and abandoned yards and buildings and raves and, running from the police. And my daughter's like, you want me to run from the cops? And I was like, well, not now. It's not the same, but you guys will never know what that felt like. Yeah. Because y'all aren't outside doing shit. Yeah. We didn't have these phones and all this internet and all this stuff. And,
Right.
you know, like Sean Strickland's an idiot, man, but he's right on the money when he says this is a plague, man. The social media and all that stuff, it's a plague.
Yeah.
And yeah, I stay off of mine as much as I can. I get on to post stuff, and I didn't even want to do this stuff, man. I had to make that stuff, you know, 5 years ago for my old job, you know, and you know, I'm gonna use it now to help put these messages out there and help promote, you know, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, like look what happened with Little Bear the other day for no reason.
Oh, I know, man. That's crazy, dude.
For nothing. And the kid for 3 years has been building his profile. He got more followers than I can't even think of, and it's all gone.
That's fucked up.
It's all gone for nothing because of spiteful parents. You know, and again, that right there, protecting the kids. You know, how do we? I don't know. But something's got to be done in this social media stuff. There's got to be more safeguards or something to it, you know. And then I hear the Roblox game too, that there's these people picking up kids on Roblox and all kinds of crazy stuff. So you know, parents need to be aware, man. And I'm gonna do what I can, even if it helps a couple people, man. I'm good with that. You know, I know we can't save them all, but whatever we can do down here, we're definitely gonna run that. Yeah,
for sure, brother. Well, thank you for, you know, joining me today on the podcast. It was an honor to have you, brother, and I'm sure a lot of the audience and followers are going to like you even more after hearing your story a little more, picking your brain a little bit. But thank you again, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and again, I like to be involved, protecting the kids, bro. It's huge for me too. So, and for you guys, hope you enjoyed another episode of Small Talk on the Mats today with Freddy Sandoval, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.
Later.